obviously when I hear that, I'm hearing Zero. I'm like, man,
he gonna go on that
Zero will kill this thing.
Oh, yeah.
So live when I'm tipping, man.
Oh, wow, baby.
He gonna go on that
Because Zero kill all them hooks like that.
Any hook like that, Zero ain't finna let you make it. You gonna have to feel it.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
I mean, the same thing happened with the Swang Down song.
Swang Down. I'm about to ask you about that. That's on this new project.
I had to go back and check the dates on this just because, you know, I made Swangin' in the Rain and put it out 5 years later.
Yeah.
So I'll do this with some songs. Not all songs, but some songs that like mean something to me. I'm not dropping them till the situation's right. I'm not dropping them till the song is right. I'm not dropping till I feel it's right. And if something comes along the way to make me feel like it ain't right, then it ain't never gonna come out.
That's real.
I might miss a hit or an opportunity, but that's how God put it on my heart to release music now. It might change in the years to come, but that's how God put it on my. So Swang Down, we in there in 2022. We in there 2022. Sid got a beat. My boy Big Sid.
You did that song in 2022?
Yeah. That's how long
Zero on it in?
That's how long we've been sitting on this song.
Wow.
We do this in 2022. It start with the beat. And Sid is going into his A&R phase. You know, this is before Big Pokey died, all of that.
Yeah.
So, you know, he going into his A&R phase, all of that. So I've always been a firm believer in artists, we need an outside perspective. So for the majority of my albums, T. Farris was my A&R. He was that outside perspective that was able to like mold me in a way to present how we trying to present it to the world or to Texas or whatever. Like, this is your strong suits. This is what we want to hear. Hey, we want to hear you rapping like this, not like this.
Man, listen, you making this the easiest interview. I told T. Ferris this morning, I said, I'm going to shout you out today, nigga. This today right here. Yeah. I told him that this morning. He said, man, I appreciate it. Because he called me out the blue one day. I had to tell you about that. But just the dopeness of just how y'all, chemistry is. I knew today I could really give him a good shout out. Hey, but you doing it without me even asking, nigga. You just...
I recognized it from back in the days because the songs I like...
Yeah.
It'd be a few people like them, but the songs people love are the songs that I can't stand.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's clear to me, okay, the songs I love, look, don't even ask me what song is gonna be the single. When I'm talking to the label people, this person, that person, hey, what song's the single? Man, you tell me, because the song I like, I can promise you, the only song ever in my life that I stood on business with was Swangin' in the Rain.
I can write a book on how to work the wheel. Candy watermelon with the bumper grill.
That's the only one. And the reason why I felt that way was because the Slab community, we, especially the older people, wanted to hear certain elements in the music. We want to hear samples. We want to hear flips. We want to hear soul music. We want to hear bass guitar. We want to hear certain elements that bring a feeling to you when you ride and jamming this music, especially if the music's screwed. You know, and if it doesn't, and you know, as the music, you know, trends come and it's all just heavy war drums, all war drums, you lose some of that feeling in the music. So I wanted to give the Slab ride is something that, like, this is for us. This is when we ride, you know. And I went to Terry Thomas, went to the other radio station, 937. Told Eric, this is the one. This is I know. BPM wise, you can't blend this with the Migos. We're talking about 2012, 2013. I know you can't blend this with other music just popping right now. Yeah. But you gotta listen. This is not for that fan base. This is for your other listeners who they might enjoy or don't like that, but they definitely want to hear this. That's right. This is for, and then they added it, started getting good response, and radio playback, callbacks. So it blew. But that's the only song I ever stood on.
I can write a book on how to work the wheel. Candy watermelon with the bumper grill.
Stood on it.
Every other show, you come to my show, every song I do is gonna be a song that I fought T. Farris on, where I'm like, nah, bro, that ain't it. And T. Farris like, nah, I'm telling you, that's it. He was right. Thank God he was right.
Yeah.
It's either that or it came a point after Still Tipping, I was like, hey, you right, bro.
Yeah.
Don't, whatever song, look, I'm gonna come in here, do whatever, you give me direction, but you pick.
Yeah.
Don't even ask me. Or you tell me which one I think. So then when the label asks me, this the one. But really, it's because T. Farris picked it, you know. Yeah. So, you know, after Still Tipping, that's when I was like, man, this dude right. Because I fought him on Still Tipping.
Y'all, like I said, man, this whole Houston thing, man, is so different than everywhere else. And y'all, I know people be like, everybody had their differences in every city, but man, it seems like everything's so late. You even shouted J-Dog out on that point down, you know, stuff like that, man. And
Verse 48, J-Dog, this what I'm blasting. They gon' bury me with candy on my casket.
And it's like
the camaraderie.
Yeah, they always, it's the love and the respect for the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's something that everybody should do more. You know what I mean?
Man, I forgot to finish the, you know, I get on my rant. With Swang Down, though, it started with a beat. Okay, the beat had a sample in it. I'm against samples just because there's so much red tape. And your publishing royalties, residuals, any of that type of stuff gets chopped up completely. You end up with nothing. I'll give you an example. Oh Girl, my song Oh Girl.
I just don't know how.
It started out, we were 2 peas in the pod.
That is the biggest Paul Wall song. Not featuring Paul Wall, but Oh Girl is the biggest Paul Wall song that we ever dropped. Okay? Well, the Shy Lights, they get like 95% of the publishing.
Wow. 95?
Yeah, maybe 96.
Come
I don't know.
on, man. Let me get on that thing. You ain't getting nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't mad at them because we took their song and flipped it, you know, and I'm grateful. I mean, I'm really actually grateful that they allowed us to do that and gave us their blessing. And I mean, they didn't have to do that. They could have took 100. So I'm grateful I got the 2%, whatever
there you
I got.
Go, there you go.
But I'm just saying that definitely, you know, you got to find
a lot of people doing that though. You know, a lot of people sampling the old. They have to because they're trying to get that old feel back. A lot of new artists right now, that's what they're doing. They're going to do it to you too because they have to, because a lot of times they're trying to find their way and they can't relate back. Man, everything, the Bible even say, man, there's nothing new under the sun. Everything just comes right back around again, Pow Wow. So I don't see it being a thing where it's not going to continue to happen. And it's a dope song, so I ain't even hearing you right there.
For me, you know, it's just, I don't want to sample nothing because also sample clearance was all of this. You end up spending, you know, $5,000 to get the sample cleared, and you ain't even paid the fee yet.
Wow,
that's just the logistics to find out what the fee is.
Ooh.
You find out what the fee is. Might be $100,000. Might be, you know, $50,000. Might be 100% of the royalties. Might be whatever. You know, I'm going to extremes on it, but some of these people, like you sample Marvin Gaye, they just gonna tell you no. Or they gonna say,
I see after T.I. and what's name them had that situation, that made them, you probably better leave them out. You better leave that alone.
This is the other thing too. This is why there's only like, you know, a handful of producers I really, really work with, because a lot of times when producers send you beats, you say, I don't want no samples. And say, ain't no sample on there. It might be a beat pack, sample pack, this, that pack on it. All those are samples. So, you know, when they talk about, ain't no sanity, because that's happened before where I make it explicitly clear, man, I cannot have no samples on this album because I can't get the samples cleared. Because even if it takes $5,000, $10,000 for this, that, whatever, that's not in the budget. I'm not trying to be in the hole for the rest of my life on this album. I'm trying to make money on day one. So when the album drop, I'm making money. Not I got to owe $1 million to all these people. I'm making money on every album, every Paul Wall album that is out right now. If it's a Paul Wall album, I'm making money off of that. I don't owe $1 on any album. Every album has been recouped. So it's always been big that on day one, we recoup. So my strategy is, man, I'm not trying, I agree. Those songs with the samples, they have a feeling.
Yeah.
So that's where you be conflicted on, okay, are you doing this to make money? Are you doing this to make art? And then that's, you know, around the same time, this might have been 2021. I talked to Zero. I'm talking to Zero about this, about sampling, because he has sampled something. And he's just speaking his mind freely. And he's just like, man, don't nobody want to sample. Everybody be talking about they want to sample. But all they want is they publishing.
That's real.
If you give them they publishing, who cares? And I think at the time, Zero was in a publishing deal where he didn't even maybe get his publishing. So if I'm in a deal with a publishing company, well, I don't even get the publishing, they get the publishing. what do I care how much publishing is on it?
No, that's
you
real.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was Zero basically conveyed to me is, say, everybody's scared to sample because we scared to give up publishing. You want 100% of the publishing on a song that nobody cares about?
No, that's real.
Or even if it's 0% of a song. I got my song "Oh Girl." I'm very, 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 very little publishing on that.
Wow.
But it's a highlight of my show. When I perform, this is one of the highlights of my show.
Yeah.
So, you know, do we want a possible highlight of a show that'll keep me going for another 20 years? Oh, but I got a sample and I'm not getting the publishing. You know, it's a give and a take. You know, it's a compromise. So with Swang Down, that's where some of the seeds started being planted. Plus dealing with certain label people I know that are like, hey, I know you don't like samples, but you know we can get those cleared for you, right? So, you know, finding because, you know, when you go from being on major label, everything, even Switch House, there's things that the Switch House did that I wouldn't have to do. Now when it's 100% me doing it myself, or me and Goo, or, you know, 3 of us doing it, well, it's like, okay, let me get as efficient as I can be and then start elevating. So when we working back in those days, it's like, nah, it ain't no samples. We gotta be efficient here, efficient. Now that, you know, we talking about my deals with Atlantic and Warner Brothers, they ended around like, you know, 2010, you know what I'm saying? 11. So now we almost 15 years later from that, okay, I can step out of my comfort zone. I can elevate, or I can worry about more things that I didn't worry about in the past. Now I can worry about the red tape for sample clearances and publishing. So when, you know, we get this song with the sample, first thing is I'm like, nope sample. But Sid was just like, hey, bruh, just listen to this, just listen. And I'm listening, you know, it ain't no hook or none of that, it's just the beat. And I'm like, man, I don't know, it's a sample on it. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe we get the beat remade without a sample, you know? So then Beans and Cornbread made the beat, and, you know, they're real musicians, so they like, hey, do this. Yeah, they're doing it. They're not like programming something. They're like, what do you want? So, you know, first they, you know, send back the beat, and the whole beat is like the melody of the chorus. And I was like, damn, man, it's like a little bit too hard. You know, give me just like the power chords of that. You know, we go back and forth. Then they, you know, they give me the feel kind of that I was looking for, where it's like the feel of the song or the sample, but it's not a sample in there. And then I'm like, okay, obviously when I hear that, I'm hearing Zero. I'm like, man,
he gonna go on that
Zero will kill this thing.
Oh, yeah.
So live when I'm tipping rain. Oh, wow, baby.
He gonna go on that
because Zero kill all them hooks like that.
Any hook like that, Zero ain't finna let you make it. You gonna have to feel him. That boy there, man, even this new project he got, he go crazy.
He go in.
Soldier swinging like a hammock, seat softer than a soup salmon.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gon' talk.